During Obama's re-election, you focused on winning battleground states. What advice do you have for candidates that will be facing similar challenges in the 2016 election?
Well, look, I think any campaign, realism is the most important part of a presidential campaign. Is look at the map. Like, Donald Trump is out there saying he'll win New York or he could win California. Ted Cruz's whole point of his campaign for a long part of this has been that he believes that Republicans lost the last two presidential elections because conservative voters didn't turn out at the level they were supposed to, and that if he's there as the true blue conservative, he will pull them out, and that he will pull them, and maybe there's an argument on that, though I don't know that the numbers actually back him up on that. But then the second part of his argument is that not only will that get them back into contention in states where they should have been, but it will open up new states that new conservatives that just have not been as inspired will make other states competitive that haven't been historically. I think anytime you have a campaign, that is talking about opening up new states, you got to be realistic at the end of the day. And the closest any campaign has come in the last few cycles of really opening up new territory was 2008 with President Obama, and that was a historic election. Some different factors there at play. But even then, the map didn't expand that dramatically. I mean, it came closer in a couple of places. And you had, probably the biggest outlier there was Indiana, which has reverted back to mean. And so, I think the reality is that you have to have that conversation about battleground states, and you've got to be realistic and hard-nosed about it, and that means looking at the numbers, looking at where the demographics are, looking at where you can actually appeal, and then you have to, you run for president for the whole country. You've got to communicate to the whole country. You've got to tell a story that engages the whole country. But you win in a series of battleground state elections, and you have to be able to select those states intelligently and adapt. And you also have to make some hard calls. For the last few cycles, there's always this sort of late, well, if we got the right Republican nominee, maybe we could put California back in play. Well, California is not going back in play, and somebody who's spending that money is wasting money. And even more frightening for a campaign, because the resource you can never get more of on a campaign is time. The election is not going to move. You know when it's going to be. You only have so many hours, and only so many hours of your candidate's time to go someplace, and you have to be willing to make tough choices that reflect that.